So, today we're once again going to go through some Reddit things. It's going to be amazing, it's going to be cool, I at least hope. And I hope that we're going to find something cool. And then, yeah, I'll see you after the intro as always. As quite always. And I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy to record this episode, even though I'm not quite sure if these Reddit things are going to be good today. I know you can never be sure because there's always something different, which explaining the interwebs. Thank you. But yeah, we're just going to go through it, I guess. No. Well, yeah. According to Penguin Random House, print sales of meditations are up 28%, meditations by Marcus Aurelius, for the first quarter of 2020 versus 2019, while print sales of letters from Stoic were up 42% for the same period. In the last 4 weeks, its ebook sales rose by 356%. Which seems to be stated by The Guardian, which is insane, by the way. You know, that so many people are just getting back to it. Maybe, just maybe, because other companies are also just... I primarily think of TED, actually, you know, because I have gotten an email lately by my professor, and she was sending us just some TED things, saying like, okay, you know, just watch some things if you're bored and stuff. And one of those things was actually Stoicism. And it might be the case that media is just talking more about it, that it is more about Stoicism than normally and stuff. So it could definitely be the case. I know it could be the case, but I'm not sure. I really am not. If you can afford food and have a roof to sleep in this lockdown, it is a privilege. It indeed is. And we gotta have to be grateful for that. And we, in general, gotta have to be grateful for such a lot of things that we're having. Whatever it might be, you know, we really should be. Whether it is the people around us, whether it is the close people that we're having, the girlfriends, the boyfriends, even if, of course, like there is some things, and at this point in time, you might not be seeing a girl or boyfriend, which is, of course, not that of a cool thing, really not. But yeah, you know, we gotta really have to be conscious about that, and we really gotta have to be thinking about it. Yes, I think it's important. I think it really is important. Like gratefulness is such a big thing, you know, a really, really big thing. Well, yeah, let's see. A website that works like a database for products, blah, 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 blah. I'm addicted to push-ups now. I always wanted to improve in my push-ups and never could do more than 3 push-ups at a time. And since the quarantine started, I'm not long had an excuse to do them as a routine. I started doing them daily for about 3 weeks now, and now I'm able to do 20 push-ups without stopping. This is a crazy step forward for me, which is a cool thing. Like, I appreciate that. Even though, like, I gotta have to say, only because I can't do more than 40 push-ups or something, you know, after 40s. Like, if I really want to push myself, then I'm probably gonna get to 50, 55 or something, I guess. You know, if it just really is like death or living and stuff like that. But if it is not, then nah. Then not quite. But the thing is, like, I don't know, like there's no reason behind doing more than, I don't know, 50 push-ups again. I mean, of course, like it's more about endurance than anything else. Like, it's not about strength there. It's just only about endurance, which might be a goal. Like, of course, it might be a goal, which is a good goal. Like, I just don't have anything against enduring a lot of pain and tension and stuff. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is like what you want to go for. I know. Not what you're gonna go for, maybe. How to fix your business process using automation. We can automate a lot of things. You know, I'm also automating quite a few things, like the whole posting process to Instagram and the other social media sites. This is all automated. Like, I just have to send my files to the system, and then it's gonna get published automatically and stuff, which is a pretty cool thing. Even though something that I notice is that when you're doing this, you're not gonna get the same amount of likes and you're not gonna get the same amount of attention as you would if you're posting it manually. I don't know why it is the case. It must be something that is about the algorithm of Instagram and whatnot, that they are kind of restricting those posts in some way. I don't know in which way. I don't know if this is actually working, but I assume it is working, since the API has to be quote unquote open, I guess, for those third-party programs or third-party companies to do this for you. So there might be just some way to do so, which yeah, you know, I understand that. I really understand that as well, that it is somehow different. So yeah, you know, I at least am seeing this. You know, it could always be the case that's just for me the case, but I don't know. Fantasy that isn't drowned in description. I have a aphantasia, which means I can't see pictures in my head, but I still love reading. It does, however, make reading things that prioritize long and flowery descriptions such a chore, though. I didn't know about that. Aphantasia. Is this even a thing? I don't know. I don't know if this is even a thing. Condition where one does not possess a functioning mind's eye and cannot voluntarily visualize imagery. Which, by the way, I think it's just a really big thing, isn't it? You know, if you can't imagine pictures, then you also can't imagine three-dimensional objects. Like, if I'm just seeing something and if I have to draw something, then what the fuck? Today, actually, I think it's been either a wasp or a bee. I'm never quite sure, but I hate these things. I know we just need them, but I don't like them to have in my room because most often, I don't know, you probably can't see this, but this is just something in the inside. You know, this is just has some layers. I don't know what it's called. I should probably look it up once. And they're always, whether it is a fly, whether it is a bee, whether it is something else that's flying and pissing me off, it always just gets in between those layers and stays there forever. And it's like, bzzzt, bzzzt, I get canned out. Yes, I get canned out. I'm not able to get out of here, you know. And yes, but why the fuck are you always just flying into? You know, it might be because of the color, because it is some beige thing. It's a little bit like cream. It's not white. It's not yellow. It's something in between. But it is fucked up. You know, it's shitty. I don't like that. I really don't. The great fear is realizing that even though we are surrounded by people who love us, we have to go it alone. This is why our opinions of ourselves are so important. They are our foundation. Other people's opinions, they are either flattery or ridicule and nothing more. Yes, indeed. And if you're not your greatest fan yourself, then you gotta have to change something up. Even though I understand it is not easy. You know, saying something like this is always easy. You know, saying like, okay, you know, you just have to be positive, which is, or seems actually to be, by the way, one of the worst things you can say to somebody that is not optimistic. But yeah, you know, if you hate yourself, then life is just gonna be not good. And yeah, that's it. It's just not gonna be good. Today I learned about Japan's 5 p.m. bell, or National Emergency Broadcast System, that plays music each day at a specific time for over 90% of the country. This music is actually a daily task to ensure the system can inform residents of any major disasters, for example, tsunami, industrial accidents, and whatnot. I see it's a 5 p.m., which is, I think, a good time. Like, nobody's sleeping there, nobody's doing anything there. I guess it's actually a really good time. Image. The power of self-confidence. Your work isn't even good, and there is like a snake around a person, and the person is saying, it's all right. I want to have the whole one. I want to have a look at the whole one. And I gotta zoom. And I could use I'm gonna use it. You know, wait a second, please. One of the worst ideas I had. Oh my god. By the way, I might be actually doing an episode without just having a camera in my face, or maybe with just having a camera in my face, but somehow else, I guess. But now you just see it a little bit better, I guess. So your work isn't even good enough. It's all right. They're still doable though. Your dreams are out of your reach. They don't care about you. Yeah, they do. You won't even listen to this voice of reason. You ain't reason, you are a little bitch. And the snake is like, what the fuck? So it is a conversation. And yeah, indeed. You know, we all are having something. We all are good at something. We all are just amazing at something as well. You know? Let's keep that in mind, I guess. Let's keep these things in mind, these important things. These really important things. You guys helped me a lot. I started a thread where I ask you guys how to deal with noisy neighbors or more noise sensitivity. I practiced negative visualization, started a diary, and just tried to be more forgiving. Cause my neighbors are human just like me, they definitely won't want to harm or anger me intentionally. Yes, I think it is often the case. Like, we often assume that people are doing some things because of certain reasons and because they don't like us and they don't hate us. But in the end, we often think about ourselves, I guess, most often. And those people might also be just thinking about themselves, like, okay, I just don't want to do this right now. You know, or they even don't think about anything else. You know, they just want to do something. And it is then what it is, quite. And yeah, I don't know. Like, of course, we can always think and always assume that people are bad and whatnot, but they are not. They are not. You know, some people, of course, and I think we also notice that then someday, but yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm referring to. I changed my facial expression to a happy one. Instead, instant results. So I'm a 20-year-old male who always used to walk around with a resting bitch face, annoyingly, which would tend to make me look unapproachable. My family always told me I look pissed off all the time, even though I'm not. So today I decided to change that and practiced putting on my happy face in front of the mirror. I went to work to try it out, and now I have a lot more of my colleagues talking to me. Even those who I've never talked to before have approached me and struck up a conversation. And this is, I think, a good point to talk about something. I believe, and this is really a thought that I want to share. I might also be just putting this on TikTok or somewhere else because I think it is important. I think it is cool. I do want to be remembered as the person that made people feel good, that is good, that I do just want to be associated with good things. Of course, like people are not always going to do that. People are not always going to just see myself as I try to be seen. It's not going to be the case. We all think about different things. We all just assume different things. We all do different things, like always the case. But on the flip side, we can do just a lot by not being an asshole and by being a nice person and by caring about the other people and by making things nice and beautiful and great intentionally. We don't have to be assholes. We don't have to just do this, do that, and do whatever. We don't have to be grimy all the fucking time. We can also be smiling all the fucking time, which may or may not be the thing that you should be doing. I don't know. I don't think so. But we can really do a good part at just doing things intentionally in a good way and being intentionally good and forgiving and a good person and trying to do things in the quote-unquote right way and not necessarily in the easy way, because most often like the easy way is not the good way. The easy way is most often like the way you should not be going. Easy, for example, is, I don't know, shouting at somebody because this person is pissing you off. This is easy. Everybody can do that. But not everybody is able to just hold back and be like, well, just please let me alone a little bit. I feel like you're just putting me under a lot of pressure, and I rest a little bit or something like this. This is way more difficult, but it is right, I would say, because it leaves you feeling good and leaves the other person feeling good. And of course, like the other person might also then be like, well, I'm going to piss this man off just so much until he explodes. And of course, like there are boundaries. There are just some days that there is going to be some moments where you're going to explode, and there is some moments where you're going to just not be the best person you can be. Yeah, you can. We all can do it. Your death will soon be upon you, and you're not clear-minded or untroubled or free from the fear of external harm or kindly to all people or convinced that justice of actions is the only wisdom. Yes, and here as well pointed out, or kindly to all people. You can do that, and this is actually, to be honest, one of my goals, to just be a nice person all the time, and I'm not there yet. I really am not there yet. I'm not. I'm often an asshole. I'm often just even though I really try hard, and I gotta just give myself that. I gotta have to acknowledge it myself. But I can be better. I indeed can be better. And the question is, how can you just be a better person? How can you be a more kind person? How can you do things in a more kind way? Is it more or less about more self-reflection? Is it like, okay, writing down every single day, have I been the person I want to be today? Have I done things in a way I wanted to today? And all those things like yeah. I think a really good part is self-reflecting. And just taking some time for yourself to think, I guess, as well, which is something that I don't do, by the way, kind of, and I often think about it as like, I maybe should give myself quite some time or some time in the day to sit there and maybe write something down on a piece of paper, not really on the computer, just also getting away from that, I guess, and just, I don't know, reflect and just see how things are going and what I'm thinking about and what I might also be struggling with and all those things that I maybe want to share or can share, but I'm not thinking about them during the day and during a day of always doing something and always producing something. I don't know, could be the case. Today I learned that in March 2001, while on a trip in Kenya, the pilot of an airplane with Rowan Atkinson in it, is it him? Is it Mr. Bean? Fainted, so Atkinson took control and flew it until the pilot recovered. I don't believe in that. Is this a Wikipedia article? Personal life, marriage, political activities. It is actually him. It's actually Mr. Bean. I didn't know. Where is he coming from? Rowan Sebastian Atkinson, born 6th January 1955. He's relatively old, isn't he? He's an English actor, comedian, and writer. He's best known for his work on the sitcoms Blackadder and Mr. Bean. First come to prominence in BBC's sketch comedy show Not the 9 O'Clock News. And many more things. He's also had the Mr. Bond fake thing and stuff like that. He did a lot of things, I guess. He really did a lot. His signature is kind of crazy, to be honest. They also have his voice. And he divorced in 2015. The Queen's College, and he was in Oxford. What the fuck? Career. Let's see, early life. What do we see? He secured a place at Newcastle University where he received a degree in electrical and electronic engineering. In 1975, he continued for the degree of MSc, so Master of Science in Electrical Engineering at the Queen's College, Oxford. The same college where his father matriculated in 1935 and which made Atkinson an honorary fellow in 2006. His Master of Science thesis published in 1978 considered the application of self-tuning control. Briefly embarked in doctoral work before devoting his full attention to acting, first winning a national attention in the Oxford Review at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe in August 1976. He had already written and performed sketches for shows in Oxford by the Adcatters, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. Then we're having his career, but I'm more interested in the whole personal life, marginal, political cars. Holds a category lorry driving license gained in 1981 because lorries held a fashion and blah blah blah. So he's having a driving license, but for this thing, I guess, whatever this is, I don't know. Honors filmography. Let's just see for pilot. Pilot? No, written it wrongly. In March 2001, while Atkinson was on a holiday trip to Kenya, the pilot of his private plane fainted because of whatever reason. Atkinson managed to maintain the plane in the air until the pilot recovered and was able to land the plane at Nairobi's Wilson Airport. So this is indeed the case. This is fucked up. Like, just imagine being in his situation. Like, it's tough. It's difficult. It's not easy. It's difficult. How do I stop fearing growing up? Like, one of the other things that I often have to think about, and often, I don't know, I think I gotta have to figure it out in some way. Like, there's so many people that are on the subreddit, and just whether this is a self-improvement subreddit or any other subreddit, and they all have a lot of questions, and I would love to answer them all. I really would. And just be in the conversation with the people. But the problem is, if I write things down, it takes ages. It really takes ages. Like, it is hard work, of course. Like, helping other people is not going to be easy, and it shouldn't also be easy, kind of, in some way. But yeah, man. Like, I would love to just speak into the thing and give them a fucking voice message. Would be way easier for me, and I could just do way more. They should add that. Like, it would be an amazing thing. It would really be an amazing thing. I mean, of course, I could share links, but often you're not allowed to share links and stuff, you know? So yeah. Today I learned of Wolfgang Pauli, around whom scientific equipment was constantly breaking. Once he was absent and a piece of machinery still broke, seemingly disproving the jinx, until his colleagues discovered Pauli had been passing right by the laboratory on a train the exact moment the machine broke down. Wait. Until his colleagues discovered Pauli had been passing right by the laboratory on a train the exact moment the machine broke down. There's actually also a Wikipedia article. Really interesting stuff they always find. Like, how do they find that? Is the supposed tendency the Pauli effect? So it's apparently also an effect. Is the supposed tendency of technical equipment to encounter critical failure in the presence of a certain person. The term was coined after mysterious anecdotal stories involving Austrian, bonjour, grüß Gott, wie geht's dir, theoretical physicist Wolfgang Pauli described numerous instances in which demonstrations involved equipment suffered technical problems only when he was present. The Pauli effect is not related with the Pauli exclusion principle, which is a bona fide physical phenomenon named after Pauli. However, the Pauli effect was humorously tagged as a second Pauli exclusion principle, according to which a functioning device and Wolfgang Pauli may not occupy the same room. Pauli himself was convinced that the effect named after him was real. Pauli corresponded with Hans Bender and Carl Jung, and saw the effect as an example of the concept of synchronicity. Synchronicity, yes, is a concept first introduced by analytical physiologist Carl Jung, which holds that events are meaningful coincidences. Okay, it's a little bit philosophical there, but I think I'm going to end the episode there. But yeah, of course, I gotta have to wait till everything is not broken any longer. I've really enjoyed this episode, and maybe I actually should also use this episode as kind of just talking about the things that I think about. Maybe I should be doing this. Maybe I should not be having maybe I should talk to myself, even though it's dumb if I do that, maybe, or maybe it can help. I don't know if it is even better. Could be the case. I don't know. It is a difficult thing. It is difficult. There is a lot of things going on in my mind, and it is a weird situation. Especially because I'm missing a lot of people from school, indeed. Because even though I think in a month or something I'm gonna be able to go back to school, but it is quite some time then, and there is some other things that are in my mind or on my mind, that I do kind of want to figure out, I guess, or have to figure out, or understand about myself maybe, or understand in general, and wrap my head around these. But I don't know. It is a difficult thing. It really indeed is a difficult thing. But afterwards, by the way, I have to do some maths work. Which, by the way, is a question of today. Have I talked about the question of the day yet? The question of today is, I want to go with it once again. Can you do something to make somebody else's life better? Maybe this is going to be the question for always. Maybe I'm going to come up with something else in some time, but I don't know. But can you do something to make somebody else's life better? Is there something you can do? But yeah, what I wanted to say is, and I've nearly forgotten about it, is that I'm actually getting a B in maths this year, apparently, I guess, which is an amazing thing. But I gotta have to do one exercise or one thing to make sure I get it. And I'm really fine with that, because I mean, I have to learn maths in general for my A-levels, or for my SAT, if you just want to call it like that. And then I'm fine, then I'm fine. It's insane. And especially because at this point in time, even though I don't understand that, I don't understand how I can get a B. I'm really not that good, but I am pretty present. Not necessarily in a good way always. What I mean is just shouting around in class and just being like, not just raising my hand and shit, but just shouting it and stuff like, yeah. Which by the way is also one of the things to keep in mind when you want to be, I think, a better person, I guess. To just, I don't know, I think I just have to reflect a bit more. I think I should. Maybe this is also something that can help you. I don't know. Could be the case, but yeah. Anyway, I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're gonna remind yourself and you're gonna be remembered, which basically means your legacy basically means just being a nice person and being remembered as a nice person. With that being said, 3 other questions that I have you are, why are you here, or just like this. Why are you here, what are you trying to change, and what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully gonna show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea. But yeah, gonna see you the next time. Stay cool, stay young, stay whatever, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. I just truly appreciate your time, attention, and everything. And I'm hopefully gonna see you the next time. Maybe even consider subscribing. I would just deeply appreciate that. But yeah, I'm gonna see you.